Hello, I'm Bonnie Rabikoff, and this week we are in the cellar with Marquee Selections to explore the wines of Lake County, California. With me is the Managing Director of Marquee, Chris Cribb. Thank you for inviting us into your cellar.
Sure, Bonnie, great to be here.
I thought before we start talking wine, we could talk about Marquee, the concept for your company, how you make this happen.
Sure. Well, we are a small company that started up about 8 years ago. We got our foot in the door by working a business to start exporting wine from Australia. And we developed our own brand of wines from Australia, from small boutique wineries, brought it to the United States, and once we did that, we developed a network here in the U.S. market that we found needed to have more products. And over the course of the last few years, what we've done is we've strategically went to different places across the globe that we thought were not as well represented in the market that we could find. So instead
So that's
of
why
going,
some unique wines in your portfolio.
Sure. So instead of being, us talking about Napa, California wines today, we're talking about Lake County, which doesn't get quite as much play, but is a really good value for the money. So we started in Australia and developed a relationship with different wineries in each part of the world. So I've got a winemaker that works for us down in Australia, over in Argentina, there in Lake County in California. And each one of those people produce different products for us, and we help represent them throughout the world.
Okay. So now let's focus on the Lake County. And you say we're familiar with Sonoma and Napa Valley.
Sure.
Why Lake County?
Well, let's do our little geography lesson here. Well,
time for geography.
You take California as a whole, and you've got the long bight. As you're going north of the city of San Francisco, you've got the Napa Valley,
right,
and then to its left, kind of is the Sonoma Valley. But north of both of those regions is the area of Lake County. And if you look on a map, you'll find a big lake, Clear Lake. It's
Thus its name.
Yes.
Yes.
It's the largest freshwater lake in all of California, and so it becomes a kind of a microclimate that is inland enough that it changes the area. And we found that this was also a good place to find spicy red wines, specifically Zinfandel.
Yes.
And also they do quite a bit of Sauvignon Blanc. So
the wines we're going to be talking about today are?
These are from a winery called X-Winery that works in the Lake County region, and it's called Classy. Classy for your classy dinner party or your classy
special
soiree.
occasion wines. All right, and which one should we talk about first?
We will start out today with the Lake County Sauvignon Blanc.
Okay.
And so Sauvignon Blanc is made in a few different parts of the world. It's made in notably France, as a Sancerre, or we also do it in the Loire region. We've got a Sauvignon Blanc from New Zealand, which is very citrusy style. And in California, when they make Sauvignon Blanc, it's a little bit larger and fruitier, a little more like an apple type flavor, like a green apple. This one's got a little bit of that apple nose, a bright, fresh fruit flavor to it. Some other good citrus to the wine as well.
So what would we serve with this Sauvignon Blanc?
I like this Sauvignon Blanc as a good pair up with something like a nice sushi. I'm kind of a sushi fan. I'd say this would go
We've
real well.
noticed that.
Yeah. I would say it would go real well with a few other of the lighter chicken dishes.
Fish,
Yes,
certainly.
Definitely fish.
Yes.
If you're trying to do something that has a little bit of that lemon lime flavor to it, this would pair real well.
Definitely citrus.
Yeah.
Definitely citrus. Okay, and what
Chicken piccata.
Chicken piccata. Oh, that would be excellent with that.
Starting to make me hungry.
Yeah, I know. Oh, we're going to have to feed us soon. What temperature should we serve this?
We should serve this nice and chilled. Sauvignon Blanc is really coming almost out of the freezer, but you know, very, very cool.
Very cool.
Keeps it tight, and then it just kind of warms up and gives you a little bit larger mouthfeel over time. So.
Okay. All right. Now for the Zin.
For the Zin.
Okay.
Well, when we were thinking about what we were going to make for our first American red wine, we went with what does America really do that nobody else does quite as well.
Okay.
And Zinfandel was what we thought kind of fits.
Yes.
You know, Zin is a specifically very good barbecue wine.
Well, in Kansas City and barbecue, and so that would happen. Yes.
So that was pretty natural fit. And Zinfandel is the same grape as Primitivo in Italy. It's got that spiciness to it that gives you real, not peppery, but almost like a cloves, allspice. It's got a lot of dark red fruit to it. So we thought that this one was a nice combination of that spiciness as well as a longer palate. I'd serve this fairly chilled. You know, this is, speaking of the barbecue, you know, if you had just done a little bit of outdoor cooking, 4th of July, something like that, Labor Day, this would be one that I would toss in the ice bucket for just a little bit to cool it down.
Okay.
Because when you're having wines of this nature that have this high of an alcohol content, they get almost porty or alcoholic. Some people call it hot in your mouth,
right,
where the alcohol almost burns your tongue if it's really hot, if it's warm in temperature. So to decrease the hot in the wine from a taste perspective, what you really want to do is just chill it down a bit, and it'll take that heat right out of it.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna keep this chilled. Now, we talked about going to the more unique places on the globe to find these wines and bring them to America for us that we might not otherwise have. Your efforts have been recognized by Wine Spectator. What is some of the best wines at the best prices in the last 5 years? That's quite an effort to achieve that recognition. How do you go about doing this? What is your selection process?
Well, thank you. We've really done a lot to try to make sure that we have the best of the best in our selections. And so what we've tried to do is we go through a double wine process where we take and we purchase wines from retail that are the best-selling Sauvignon Blanc from this northern region of California.
Yes.
And we take 2 or 3 of those, we put them next to ours in a blind tasting where no one knows they're behind a bag, and we only choose the best of the best. So that allows us to have a little bit of a litmus test that says these wines stand up against their competition.
So this is the Classy selection.
Yes.
If you're having a very special dinner party and you want to provide your guests a taste, the palate of something perhaps they haven't tasted before, this would be a good selection.
What we've really found is that these are a real value for the money.
And you've taken great care with that in your entire portfolio.
Thank you.
Where can we learn more about Marquee selections?
Sure. We can learn more about Marquee at our website, www.marquee.com, M-A-R-Q-U-E-E. And you can get a hold of us on our toll-free phone number, 1-888-627-7833, which spells Marquee.
Marquee.
So either one of those really will take you to information about all the wines in our portfolio and how you can be able to get a hold of them both locally in your market as well as with our Marquee cellar online.
Okay. Thank you once again for inviting us into the cellar.
No
when
problem,
we come
Bonnie.
back, we're going to talk next week about rosé.
All right.
All right. Won't you join us?
I'm excited.
And to your health.
Cheers.